Hello everyone, it's my DP14 with a brand new video. So today, we're going to be taking it a little bit easier today. I've been recommended to basically look through the new True Geordie documentary. And it was a suggestion, thank you very much, Collar. It was a suggestion that I wasn't too keen on at the time. I do videos looking through stuff, doing random reviews, as well as all other stuff. And if I'm honest, I've not really watched True Geordie for at least a year. Before I was a big fan, I used to watch all the stuff. I'm not saying I've gone off him or grown up or I don't like him or anything stupid like that. I just stopped watching. Nothing against him or his content. I thought it was always great. I still do. Every now and then you'll see a video and you'll appreciate it. I'm just not a #1 fan, and there's nothing wrong with that. So when I was recommended to just look through this documentary and give my thoughts about it, I was quite skeptical, especially because I'd seen it recommended on YouTube, and for some reason, the whole fitness side of YouTube, it doesn't really jump out to me. It doesn't speak to me. I've done a little bit of fitness in my time, not much, not enough to be that into it. I have more significant likes and interests, personally. It's just not what I watch on YouTube. I understand why people do, and I get that. However, I thought I'd at least give it a go. So I got up this morning, and I watched the first part, and then the second part. Both in order and back to back. That's 2 hours long. And if I'm honest, it didn't feel like 2 hours. To cut it short, it was very impressive. I was quite honestly blown away. I don't know what else to say. I'm personally not a boxing fan. I'd watch the odd fight, like the big fights, but I'm not someone who's into boxing. I don't want to pretend like I'm into boxing. To me, this wasn't a documentary about his boxing progress. This was something much bigger, like on a grander scale. The whole premise of the documentary, the True Geordie O'Brien is in quite a tough spot, and he thinks that fitness and, you know, getting into boxing, doing all this kind of stuff will help his physicality and also his mental health. And honestly, that's a great message to start with. But he gets into it, and in my opinion, the second rebuild is a lot better. Don't get me wrong, the first rebuild is good, but the second one is just, it's just levels above. It's honestly incredible. I don't know how else to say it. The first one, it's just a fairly basic and simple progress of the first 5 weeks of his boxing training. He does it once or twice a week, and he fights with Vidal Riley's dad. They keep sparring, and you can clearly tell his progress. Like, mentally, physically, he improves a lot. My only gripe with it's quite shallow, the first one. I get that it's it's a YouTube documentary, don't get me wrong, I'm being nitpicky, but it's a little bit shallow. And that's where the Rebuild 2 comes in. It's so much more than that. I don't want to say spoilers, but there's certain parts in the video which I think need to be experienced firsthand. They're really something else. Like, if I start talking to you about these parts and you go and watch it, they won't have half as much impact. This morning I was watching it, and there's this very influential part about halfway through, and I just got onto that, and I had to go out and get stuff done, basically. However, this part started going, and it just drew me in. It really caught me, because the True Geordie is seen as this huge guy, this really big, beefy, kind of macho guy who does everything great. And he just kind of breaks down, and it's really genuinely, like, humbling to see this. Now, you see all these people on, like, YouTube, you see all these celebrities. They're doing all this incredible, great, crazy stuff, living all these incredible lives, but it's so unrealistic. Rightfully so, they don't show much of their personal lives. What this second part does is it really deep dives into his thoughts, his psyche, his whole personal life, and it really makes you understand why he is who he is. Of course, throughout the documentary, you notice his improvement in boxing and his physicality and all of that. However, in my opinion, it more tells the story of him as a man, how he develops mentally and how he overcomes all these struggles. From it being as simple as taking hits to being as complex as genuinely understanding why people like him. It's quite incredible, and the further he gets on, the more understanding he has about his situation and that he needs to take one step at a time, etc. Through the clips of the actual sparring and the training, as well as a bit of mixed kind of commentary, it's really quite impactful. I don't know how else to say it. After being skeptical of making a video on it, I thought I'd at least give the first rebuild a try. And I thought, that was really good. That was really good. I don't know if I can necessarily make a video on that. So I started watching the second, just to see how it was, and within about 20 minutes, I was set. I knew that I had to make a video on it, and I had to make it today. I just needed to get it out. I need to get my thoughts and feelings out. I have just finished watching it. Like, just then, I've kind of collected my thoughts a little bit, and this is just me spilling. All I can say is watch it. There's nothing else more to be said than that is a genuine piece of art. As a documentary lover, for YouTube, for the True Geordie's channel, the production quality is incredible. Obviously, if you're really, really nitpicking, really going into detail in terms of a documentary, I'm sure you can find some gripes. I'm sure you can find some bad things. But if you look at it purely on a message and emotional and impactful scale, I've not seen a video on YouTube that has come close, making you feel a certain way. The way it wants you to feel. It wants you to connect with him. And it really does the good job. I feel like personally for him, this must have been such a humbling experience to watch this back and to edit it and to look through everything. It's a really good breakdown of this really macho character. And I feel like he's done an incredible service to himself. I just want to finish off by saying, obviously the True Geordie is known as the big guy that doesn't take shit. However, having a trainer like he does, Derek Riley, he really digs into him. He is shown at his most vulnerable points throughout this, and I just think that is genuinely incredible, and it's incredibly brave for someone to do that. So I don't want to run anymore. I just want to leave this as a short video. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'm sure you guys would too. Listen, again, I'm not into fitness or boxing that much, but I genuinely feel like it's so much deeper than that, and I feel like just give it a try. Watch the first one. If you didn't mind it, if you liked it, I beg watch the second one, because it is incredible. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you'd like to, please like and subscribe. I'll be my DP14. See ya.
You can't fucking tell me shit. Yes, I am depressed, but I don't need a therapist. It's just sometimes I get sad and sometimes I get pissed, and plus it could be worse. I could be a